And it's now time to bring you a feature in the show today. With about 3.9 billion users, the internet has become one of the greatest technological developments of all time. While widely accepted for its ease and efficiency, it is also embedded with a multitude of vulnerabilities which pose significant security threats to users and has also led to the emergence of cybercrime. Cybercrime, which includes any crime committed with the aid of a computer and network, such as bank verification number scams, fraudulent emails, hacking, cyber harassment, spamming, ATM spoofing, social media hijacking, etc., exploits vulnerabilities of both electronic devices and their users in Nigeria. A number of key factors, such as high rate of unemployment, the quest for wealth, a lack of strong cybercrime laws, and incompetent security on personal devices, amongst others, have also added to make cybercrime a significant problem in the country. Now, the estimated annual financial loss in Nigeria due to cybercrime is pegged at about 250 billion naira in 2017, 288 billion naira in 2018. McAfee also estimates that 95% of cybercrimes go unreported. Now, in an effort to combat cybercrimes in Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria introduced a risk-based cybersecurity framework and also guidelines for deposit money banks and payment system providers. Now, this framework lays out proactive steps to secure critical information assets, including customer information that is accessible via the internet. Joining me now live in our Lagos studio to discuss this trend and how to deal with the menace of cybercrime, I have Olatunde Samson, the founder of Digital CEO Tribe International as well. Thank you very much for your time on The Breakfast Show this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, let's start off with the reality we have on ground at this point in time. The world is looking more to remote learning, remote working, remote shopping, and a whole lot more. But one of the biggest challenges we've had at this point in time is the fact that cyber criminals are thinking of much more unique ways, let's use the adjective, the unique ways of preying on unsuspecting citizens and businesses. But the biggest hurdle for the customer of any of these financial services, or be it any service online right now, is the fact that they have the reality on ground that you cannot have a safe e-payment transaction with your full eyes closed. How do you feel about this, despite the interventions we've had to deal with the menace of cybercrime in Nigeria today?
I think the reality is that it's going to increase more because we have over 4.5 billion people on the internet, and then a lot of things are happening in different industries. Over 10 major industries have been affected currently on a daily basis. You have the media, you have the finance, you have the insurance, you have all of this industry being affected, which means that volumes of transactions are happening, and then people are trying to make payments, so definitely you're going to have more of this happening. Is for people to put some preventions in place. What are the things you have to avoid so that you don't get caught in this scam that we're talking about? So first, when you see an offer that is too good, you have to be very careful. When you see what the person is offering you on the internet and it looks like it's too good for you to believe, then you run away, because that's some of the indicators that shows that this is a scam. Also, when you get on the site, be sure that you have the padlock on the site. Be sure that the SSL on the site is secure. Do like a review to know what the people are saying about the website, about the offers, about what you've seen. And then when you get emails coming to you, you have to be very careful that you don't click on an email you don't know that is coming to you. I mean, these are different methods by which they get to you and take advantage of whatever currency or whatever transaction you're doing on the internet.
From an individual perspective, but also look at the banking sector, for example. Now, they're also exposed to such potential compromise as well, looking at disruption of operations, customer data tamperings here and there. Now, according to some reports, internet or online banking and automated ATM card-related fraud types reported just on a yearly basis constitutes about 92.68% of all the reported cases. This amounts to nearly 15 billion naira on a yearly basis. How do we begin to deal with this?
So first, many a times you have to look at how this fraud are coming in. So they come in through internet emails. So when you get an email, you don't know where it's coming from. Maybe you get an email from your bank, and then you go click on it without you going to the bank to clarify or making a phone call to the customer service line. It means that you're likely to be attacked. So you can't stop all of that from happening. Why? Is because as of today in Nigeria, we don't have what it takes to be able to track appropriately. You don't have an IM number, for instance. We don't have certain things that warrant that we don't get caught even when we are doing businesses with banks and other financial institutions. So all you have to do first is for you to look at the fact of not clicking an email that you did not have an idea where it's coming from. Two, you have to make sure that your security, your password is extremely tight. You have to mix it alphanumeric. You have to update it regularly, and then try not to use an internet access that you're not too sure of. These are methods by which people get caught even in the corporate sector. So you have a laptop of your own, and then you get into an environment that is an open access to internet connection without knowing the source, and then you put in your information. You can't be tracked at that moment. So in as much that you have the banks trying to do what they need to do, you have different organizations trying to put all of the security in place because they want to protect their customers and they want business to go effectively. You also need to be knowledgeable about some certain things. How much information do you know about what is happening in the industry? Many people are getting into that market space. What are the things you're doing? Again, what kind of internet access are you using? Is it a free kind of internet access, or the one that you have high level of security in it? And again, let me have to say that your level of internet security in terms of the kind of antivirus you use goes a long way. Many people use outdated antivirus on their system, and then malware come and affect you, and then you keep complaining about the bank or whatever organization you're dealing with. So I always advise organizations to look at a way of ensuring that there are some certain level of security, constant education with your team, your staff, even your children, to make them know these are the things that can warrant people to come scam you.
Okay, now I'm just being told that for the lack of time, we'll just have to wrap up this conversation at this point in time. But hopefully we see government take seriously the issue of cybersecurity, because at the end of the day, we are working much more remotely, we are doing business remotely, and we have to have a safe space for the internet subscribers that we have across board. We just have to do better. Thank you very much for your time on the breakfast.
Thank you for having me.